Hi there, my name is Millie, and welcome to the first episode all about freelancing. Before I dive in about how to work from home and what is freelancing, let me give you a quick bit of information about me. So, I've had experience both working online for employers as a freelancer. My mother also worked as a freelancer, and I've also had experience hiring freelancers to work for me. I live with my mom on a Caribbean island, where the wages are extremely low, $150 to $300 per month for working full-time. And it's not like it's cheap here. The rent, the food, electricity cost the same like in Europe or in America. When I was around 14 or 15, my mother lost a project and she didn't have any money. We went to live in a slum and sometimes we were starving almost to death. It was a pretty nasty time. There were no jobs here and she didn't know what to do until she discovered working online. So she started freelancing online. She builds websites, so she got all kinds of jobs in that. And then she made money and things were much better. When I was around 15, 16, I also worked online. Now you have to be 18 to have your own account, and I was too young for that, so I worked under my mom's account, for her clients mainly. I made $25 an hour, about $1,000 a week, doing all kinds of things, like writing articles about different animals, editing articles which other people wrote, and they had some grammatical mistakes or spelling mistakes, writing quizzes, fun quizzes about animals for Science for Kids sites and editing other people's quizzes. I also drew all kinds of fun activity sheets for kids like this that you see here. And then I worked for several months for another company, a Canadian gourmet food importer, posting all kinds of recipes on their blog and researching information about different ingredients, different amazing salts and all kinds of healthy ingredients, herbs that they sell, researching the health benefits of those, and then writing articles about that. And for that they also paid me $25 per hour. And back then I was a teen. And to top it off, I dropped out of school when I was 12. Yeah, completely dropped out of school. No more school, no high school diploma, nothing. And no degree. So if I could make $25 an hour as a teen without any degrees, I'm sure that as an adult, you can also make that or more, doing all kinds of jobs. There are many kinds of jobs, not just writing. There are also many easier jobs. So that's just to give you some encouragement. So nowadays, I don't freelance anymore. I have my own businesses online. And as I mentioned before, I also got experience hiring people, going through CVs, interviewing them, then working with them, supervising them. So I think I can give you some useful tips from both sides, from the side of working for people and the side of the employer. So you can better understand what employers want, how to make them happy, how to get jobs, and how to keep your job. So let's get started. What are online freelance jobs? Well, basically, there are all kinds of companies, as well as individuals who have businesses, local businesses or online shops, who need people to do all kinds of things for them. Sort their emails, post on their social media, monitor comments, remove bad comments, or do more complex things, like code a website, make a mobile app, design a logo, stuff like that. And instead of hiring somebody locally, a full-time employee or part-time one who has to sit in an office, they go online and hire people online. Who hires freelancers online and why? Well, there are tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of different jobs, and they're posted by individuals who have a business, by small businesses, by companies, and even by huge enterprises such as Airbnb, Microsoft, and other big companies. Why do they hire people online? Well, it's cheaper. They don't need to buy office chairs, they don't need to buy computers, they don't need to rent a big office. They work with people remote. For instance, on Upwork, which is one of the largest freelance sites, there are over 5 million businesses who posted jobs there. Are work-from-home jobs legit? Well, there are all kinds of scammer sites which say, work from home, do surveys, make $700 a week just watching movies and answering surveys, and all kinds of other scams. So no, not all work-from-home jobs are legit. There are a lot of scammers. But if you join a legit freelancing site, like some of the big ones, which I'll talk about soon, like Upwork and others, then those are legit. They work with big companies and all kinds of smaller companies, and the jobs there are legit and you can work from home and make money. Now, working from home is not a get-rich kind of thing. It's a job like any other. Whether you work a few hours per week or you work full-time, you're going to have to do the work. You can't just, accept a job and then not do anything. Or hope that you'll make $800 a week with just 1 hour work. That's not going to happen unless you have some very amazing in-demand skills, like some kind of a programmer that's very rare. But for normal jobs, admin support, email support, forum moderation, all kinds of easy work-from-home jobs that almost anyone can do, you're going to have to put in the hours. Let's discuss the differences and the pros and cons of freelancing online versus a real job. For freelancing online, you don't need a degree to get hired. In fact, for many kinds of jobs, simple jobs, which have low pay but are easy to do, you don't need much experience at all or any special skills. When you freelance online, you save a lot of time and money. You don't have to travel to work, and you don't have to buy pretty clothes to impress people at the office, or do up your hair or wear makeup. You can work at home, in your dirty pajamas, or whatever you feel like working in. It doesn't matter because nobody gets to see you, except your cat. Now, you can freelance in addition to any job that you might have. So if you have a part-time job or even a full-time job and you want to earn more money by working a few extra hours in the night or on the weekends, you can do that. You can work as little as you want or as much as you want. The less you work, the less you'll earn. And the more you work, of course, the more you'll earn. Another big benefit to freelancing online is that you can work for companies in all kinds of countries. So if you're from a country where the wages are very low, like India or Asia or the Philippines, then working online is a great way to be able to earn more. Even for simple data input, you may find that you earn a lot more than people who are much more qualified and went to university, have some fancy degree in your country, because wages working for American companies or European companies are much better than working for local companies. It's also great if you're living in the outback, in the countryside, or you've retired and you live on a Caribbean island, for instance, and there are very few jobs there, or the jobs pay really badly, or there are no jobs that you want to do there. Then when you work online, it doesn't matter where you're based. And you can work for companies in America and Canada, all over the world. And also, you don't have to see your boss. Now, of course, you might have a nasty boss online, but the worst he can do is scream at you in all caps per email. Whereas in the office, there might be sexual harassment, or there might be a nasty boss with a nasty attitude, glaring at you, snapping at you, and making your life really miserable. Or nasty colleagues, co-workers. Online, it's just per email or per Skype, or maybe sometimes some live video meetings, but it's much easier and much nicer. Now, of course, some people prefer a real job, and there's several reasons for that. Freelancing is not a secure job. You could get fired at any point without notice and without receiving any compensation. When you have a real job, then if you get fired, you usually receive some compensation depending how long you worked there. And usually they have to give you some notice before firing you. Whereas online, they can just drop you from day to day if they don't like you, you did a bad job, or they run out of a budget suddenly. Also, as a freelancer, you never know when you'll have work or if you'll have work. You may have a project that lasts for a few months, but then it finishes. And then who knows when or if you get the next one. It might be weeks between one project to another. Or you might suddenly get a ton of projects and not be able to handle them all. And of course, when you work on many different projects with many different people, you never know what those people will be like. Maybe once you have a very nice boss, and once you have one who's always complaining and never happy with anything that you do, and always whining, calling you names, whatever, and it's not fun. The nice thing is that there are so many jobs that if there's a really horrible boss, you can leave him as soon as you have another job lined up, or just leave him and go bidding on other jobs and applying to other jobs. And of course, as a freelancer, you don't get insurance, healthcare, sick days, holidays. You earn when you work, and if you don't work, then you don't earn. So no sick days and paid holidays for you. How many jobs are there online? Well, that depends. If you want to get hired for something very specific, like a certain type of coding, for instance, then there'll be less jobs, of course, than something more general like admin support, customer service, or social media manager. But in general, there are tens of thousands of jobs to even hundreds of thousands of online freelance jobs available at any given time. So for instance, if we head over here to Upwork, you can see that right now there are 80,000 job listings. Well, 80,820 to be exact. But this is in all kinds of categories, including web development, writing, design, like graphic design, artists, videos, commercials, whatever. And of course, not all of these jobs are something that you'd want to apply to, even if it was in the right category. Because some don't pay well, some do pay well, some are very short, they just need somebody for a few hours, and some need somebody for a very long time, and maybe you don't want to work full time, so from the 80,000, there might be a few hundred that you want to apply to. And this is just today. Now, if you check back a few days later, you're going to see a different number. Even tomorrow, if you check, there'll be a different number. And also, right now is the corona pandemic, so many businesses are struggling financially. They're worried, they're not hiring people, they're firing people, or they're trying to downsize and do things themselves if possible. People who have online shops are not hiring people to help them market them. They're doing it themselves if they can. So for instance, just a month ago, when I checked the jobs before the pandemic, there were 100,000 and sometimes even 300,000 jobs available. Now there are 80,000, but that's still pretty good. And of course, after the pandemic, there'll be more jobs again. And this is just one of the sites. Now there are others too, like Freelancer. You can see here 19,000 jobs. And here in People Per Hour, we have 4,700 jobs. As you can see, Upwork is the biggest. And some of the jobs on this site might also be on the other sites. A quick note, even if you check every day and you see different numbers, like one day 80,000, the next day 60,000 and 100,000, that doesn't mean that every day there are 60 or 80,000 new jobs. Sometimes a job listing is active for several weeks or for several days. So some of these 80,000 jobs might still be there in a few days from now or even from a week from now. So altogether, every month, there might be 50,000 new jobs or maybe 80,000. It's hard to know. But the point is, there really are a lot of jobs out there and a lot of different things that you can apply to. Alright, so that's the end of the first episode about freelancing. I have many more videos all about freelancing, how to get work, how to apply to jobs, as well as different ideas for easy jobs in case you don't know what kind of jobs to search for. Aside from that, visit youpiduacademy.com to discover many more fun ways how to make extra money online. I have lots of tutorials, including how to make money taking everyday pictures of your kids, your pets, your family, your neighborhood, and the nature, on your phone or with a camera if you have one. And then how to make money selling those pictures to brands and to all kinds of websites who need pictures, as well as many other tutorials, such as how to get paid to unbox and take pictures of free products that companies send you, how to get paid to write reviews of a product, of a book, of a music track, how to make a Facebook page for business and get paid $100 or more to make that page, how to make money posting on social media, sharing gossip, sharing pictures, sharing news, and all kinds of other fun ways to make money online.